Hello and welcome to Stillwater. This is a very unnerving start menu, if you could call it that. But anyway, this is a short visual novel about a private investigator who gets reeled into a murky mystery. Sounds intriguing, so I guess let's start. Ooh, break room. Oh, it's like a little thing of all the songs, I guess, and achievements. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, anyway, let's start. This is a work of fiction, yada yada. Game contains depictions of horror, mature themes, violence, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. Sorry, but I can't stay here, Nani. Or Nina. I feel like I'm going crazy. Calm down. If we could just talk it out. So many strange things keep happening one after another. Every day there is a damn dripping sound. I thought it was just something leaking at first, but check every faucet, every ceiling, everything, and still I hear it everywhere, constantly echoing in my ears. Please listen to me. Oh, but the water. That damn water. Water? Yeah, it's everywhere. Pools of it are all over the house, and every time I try to mop it up, another will appear. There's no end to it. But it's at night. It's at night when it comes. What are you talking about? Here's someone or something walking along the hallways at night. Maybe it's just my grandfather? No, Nina, it's not him. I thought it was, but it's not. But I've seen it. That thing. I only glanced at it once, but I'm more than certain that thing was not your grandfather. Since that night, I would lock my door and pray it would walk past my room. I don't know what's going on, but I swear it just keeps walking. Always walking on pools of water. Sometimes I hear them randomly. Steps are erratic and faint, but I can still hear them. Just a steady pace up and down the halls. I think recently it's no longer like that. What do you mean? Every morning, I follow to see where the wet footprints lead. Walks towards something more clearly than before. I'd walk down the halls, climb the stairs and turn corners. All of it I'd follow. Eventually the trail would come to a stop. And it would all stop right by your grandfather's room. His room? It's a kind of sick joke to scare me away, and please stop. It's not a joke, Nina. I meant it when I said that there was something wicked going on in this house. It can't be true. I know this is a lot, but you have to believe me. I can't stay here any longer. I'm sorry, Nina. It's okay, I understand. Thank you for taking care of my grandfather up until now. I'm sorry for all the stress I've caused you. I'll be sure to pay you right away as soon as Nina, listen to me. I don't know what's happening around here, but... Woman on the phone cautiously looks around. Turn her head constantly back and forth, looking over her shoulder to find, if any, others listening in. Grabs the phone so close to her ear in a vice-like grip, before speaking again in a hushed tone. Something terrible is lurking in this house. Don't know what it is, but please, as soon as you get back, take your grandfather and just leave this place. Leave? Can't just leave everything behind. We have nowhere else to go. Please, Nina, this place is not safe. The rumors are true. The curse is real. My family is not cursed. But Nina, this way you and your family will. Enough. I pause. Cold and sharp tenseness strains the core as both women, exhausted and stressed beyond their comfort, try to stifle their growing frustration toward one another. Neither yielding to the other's thoughts, only leaving anger and hurt to fester through the silence. After what feels like a suffocating stillness, Nina finally sighs heavily and responds bluntly to the caretaker. Look, I don't know what you heard or saw. I can't just leave things like this. Whatever they are, they will answer to me. I won't let them have their way. I don't have time wasting my energy on this stupid curse. So, if you can't help me, then so be it. Find a way. Nina. Grandfather is all I have left. He's all I have left. Oh, that's kind of creepy. There's definitely something in this house. Dinner, 7 a.m. Oh, diner. I was about to say, why are you having dinner at 7 a.m.? Bit of foggy morning, there sits a man by the corner of a booth. Drinks black coffee and, depending on his mood, occasionally orders a donut. And today, it was just black coffee. Looks like you've seen better days. Ugh, I swear, I've never seen that amount of paperwork in my life. Freaking mountain worth of it. A valuable member of our team, Hugo. My foot. I had to believe that I was bamboozled into joining their agency. Hugo Larrant, age 30, takes a good look at his cup of joe and chugs it all in one sitting. Then continues to grumble to himself about last night's grueling work at the office. We only need to find a different job. As he contemplates his poor life choices, looks out towards the early mist. There's something inherently terrifying about the fog to him, how it engulfs everything and nothing. I mean, and if you're in a Stephen King novel, it could have a lot of monstrosities in it too. And if it disappears, it always leaves behind traces, proof of it remaining. Even in a quaint little town like this, I can't even run from my fate, I guess. Hugo finally stares at the compiled newspaper clippings he put together. Some of them from recent events, but mainly all were past headlines of missing person cases. No matter how many times I see this, it's still just as hard to look at. Fixating case after case, he can't help but remind himself that there is a reason for all this. An all too personal reason. Seeing strange things comes with a price. And I'm the one doing this to myself. Sounds rough, but if I join you, Hugo, and thank you for putting that pronunciation at the bottom there, so at least I can know how to pronounce it. An annoyingly familiar voice interrupts his train of thought. Slowly looks up to see the one responsible, although reluctantly. Good morning, Hugo. Hugo scowls and turns away from him. And then he gathers the flies. I'd hope there aren't any flies in here. And shoves it back into the binder. Meanwhile, the tall man takes this as an initiative and sits at the opposite end of the booth. He greets the waitress passing by and orders himself the hefty body breakfast special with an extra plate. As usual, the waitress is happy to oblige and goes back to the counter to relay his order. Man then looks back at Hugo, sees the empty cup and the now jumbled newspaper clippings, all the while Hugo is trying to ignore him. You really should eat something with that black coffee. Not ordering any donuts today? I'm fine, Noah. I'm just not in the mood, okay? Not even a little. There's a momentary silence between them before Noah disturbs it once more. Oh, too bad for you. Ordered a big breakfast for the two of us. Two? Ooh, that looks yummy. Since the world could grace Noah with an even more perfect punchline, the food arrives. Why the hell did you order for the two of us? Just eat what you want to eat. Don't worry about me. Wow. You can't... Fucking my syrup. Right, Hugo? Are you even listening to me? Come on, we both know that if you don't eat now, who knows when you will eat. And I'm not about to let you faint again. So, open wide. Noah DeLeon, age 27, natural-born charmer, is also the only person in the world who lovingly threatens him to eat every day. A pensive look, Hugo finally gives in and eats the generous spoonful without further complaints. It's good, right? Good food will always help cheer you up. Damn him, got swept away again. Oh, by the way, Chief will be out for a business trip. He mentioned it will be for a couple of days. Why did she tell you this? Didn't hear anything about it. Yesterday, I think? Yesterday? Told me to sort out the cabinets yesterday. Didn't mention anything about a business trip. I guess it was a pretty sudden one. Well, I mean, she did tell me to tell you. And lucky me, I know where you go every morning. You know what? I'm not surprised anymore. Well, what do you want to do? Technically you have the day off. I'm gonna head back to the office. A couple of boxes I didn't get a chance to sort out. In that case, I'll come with you. Why? You could just rest for the day. Pass up this opportunity to get to know you a bit better, Kuya? Quit it. After their enlightening banter, the two of them finish their breakfast, pay for their meals, and head to Hugo's car. Noah opens the door to the passenger seat. He notices a bloodhound sleeping inside. He's got a puppy! Oh, look at him, he's so adorable. Big Dog stirs at the sound of the car opening and lazily stares up at Noah. I'm sorry, big guy. And he closes the door while trying not to make too much noise to disturb its occupant. Colby. At the sound of his name, his heavy-lidded eyes slowly peek to see who calls for him. It is his one and only partner, his human. Aw, he's so cute. And finally realizing who he is, or where he is, the old bloodhound stirs up from his sleep, pounces at Hugo and proceeds to wag his tail uncontrollably. I want to take you home with me. I want to give you all the scratches. Go on in again, Colby. Have a nice nap. Aww. Look at Hugo. Colby, 8 years old. Hugo's my faithful and loving partner in crime. Has the biggest tendency to just sleep all over the place, as most big dogs do. Noah, who is witnessing all of this from the back seat, chuckles to himself, amazed and slightly defeated at Hugo's sudden surge of energy. I mean, who wouldn't at a cute doggo like this? Doesn't matter how many times I try. When it comes to boosting up his mood, no one can beat Colby. Agency, 7:50 a.m. We head back to the office. Space is just the same as Hugo left it. A decent, organized mess. To his credit for the amount of boxes he painstakingly went through, believes he did a fair job. Albeit it could have been better. Wow, you really outdid yourself, Hugo. Looks less crowded. Shut up, will you? I said I was gonna get to it. Thanks, boy. Before Hugo could continue to give deserved head pats, he noticed someone. A woman stands timidly peering outside from the storefront. Looks a bit frantic and even more restless, with her disheveled and ill-fitted clothes, drawing emphasis to her already too visible petite frame. One tries to grasp the door handle several times, but stops before she could touch it. His brows furrow, agitated and distressed about something. So much to the point is preventing her from just simply reaching out for help. However, when she finally makes eye contact with Hugo, she immediately rushes in. I'm sorry. I know that the close sign is up, but I saw you come in and Are you alright, miss? I need your help. My grandfather, she can continue explaining. Noah swiftly cuts in front of Hugo and intervenes, all to practice manner. It's okay, miss. We'll hear what you have to say. So please, why don't you sit right over there? Noah gestures to one of the empty seats at the other side of the office. The poor woman hesitates for a moment, clutches desperately to the strap of her purse, eyes focusing apprehensively on them and at the gestured seat. Doubling it over Noah's offer, she quickly glances back and nods. Woman then walks towards the corner of the room and sits at the edge of the sofa. Posture is wary and tense, giving no sign of comfort for even this brief moment of peace. Can you start off by telling us your name? I apologize for earlier. Usually a bit more composed than this, but I guess I'm feeling that too. My name is Nina Mortimer. Hello, Miss Nina. My name is Noah De Leon. I am one of the assistants here. That big guy next to you is our other lovely assistant, Colby. And the brooding one over there is Private Investigator Hugo Laurent. I'm not brooding, I'm just tired. And you could have just slept in today, but... And our chief is away on business, but I think we can still accommodate you. So, how can we help, Miss Nina? For just a moment, Nina appears a bit more lax, more hopeful, maybe relieved from this warm welcome. However, she once again tenses up. Guilt and shame come rushing back to her, visible by the creases of her brow, as she once again realizes why she is here. I need help watching over my grandfather tonight. Tonight? Yeah, I know this is a strange request, but my hands are tied on this. It has to be tonight. I'm sorry, Miss Nina, but I don't quite understand. Your grandfather in any danger? I think someone is trying to take him away. Take him? Miss Nina, I think you should contact the police right away. They are far more equipped at handling this kind of situation. No, they're not. I've tried requesting their help, but they give me the same answer verbatim for weeks now. They would send someone out to watch him over the manor for the entire day, but by the end of their routine, they would always report back nothing unusual. I saw no one else leaving or arriving at the house other than me or the caretaker. Despite telling them all in detail about the letters and all the strange things that's been happening, nothing they can do about it, but just sit around until it escalates even more. I can't wait any longer. Any more than this, then it'll all be too late. If only I knew who Lewis was. Lewis? She lets out a gasp, hands shot out to cover her mouth, realizing she has said too much so carelessly. Tries to avert their gaze, but Hugo stares persistently at her. Miss Nina, who's Lewis? Are they the ones causing all this? Once more she contemplates, brows knit closely together as she bites her lips nervously. It's as if the words she wanted to say have suddenly died out, too heavy to even utter. A mistake she can't take back. Before the silence stretches further, Noah speaks to Nina with a gentle and reassuring tone. Miss Nina, I know it's scary. All of the things you mentioned to us so far, no one should ever have to experience. especially by themselves. I assure you, we'll listen to all of it. I promise. Raoul and Manikai searched deeply at them, trying desperately to discern any doubt or mistrust on their faces. However, all she sees are people who are willing to give their time to simply listen to her, to actually help her. For this alone, Nina looks to the side where her purse is and opens it. Tucked inside one of the pockets, she takes out a single, slightly crumpled envelope, pigmented red wax seal pressed in the middle. At a glance, Hugo can tell right away that this letter appears to be a bit more worn out and antique, and yet, despite its delicate form, remains well preserved, well kept. It's as if the letter itself was untouched by time, forever waiting to be opened. Grandfather has been receiving cryptic letters for the past month now. Letters didn't come with an address or the name of the sender, but this one is different from the rest. It has the name Lewis on it. Hands over the letter. Hugo notices her hand slightly shaking. Nina is still avoiding his gaze, but he knows she is trying to in earnest. But before he could reach out his hand, he senses it. A faint shift in the room, unnoticeable to the others, but all too glaringly clear to him. There was something very wrong with this letter. Suddenly, Hugo recalls his hand away in pain, like being struck with something sharp, so spontaneously, so memorable, that even if the pain disappears within seconds, a hint of it remains. Something so small, akin to a prick from a rose's thorn, more like a paper cut. Are you alright? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. No, it's fine, Miss Mona. It's not your fault. Everything got all dark and spooky all over a damn paper cut. Not your fault. Hugo stares squarely at the cut. A thin red line starts to form slowly at the top of his index finger, trailing down and stopping just above the first crease. The red so clearly visible is taunting. That doesn't look like a normal paper cut to me. Let me get you a band-aid. It's fine, Noah, I don't need one. But really, it's fine. It doesn't even hurt that much. Noah takes one good look at him before signing sitting back down in his chair, still eyeing on Hugo's hand. Hugo shrugs and returns his attention back to the letter, but this time, luckily, nothing happens. For it to reach all the way out here with just a letter alone is truly terrifying. Carefully, he removes the content of the envelope and folds it. At first, it looks like any other normal written letter. The person in Lewis is asking the other, Henry, to come meet him by the lake at midnight. He needs to share something important with him. However, what's eerily striking about this is not the letter itself. Appearing at the bottom of the page, a message scrawled unlike the rest sends visibly out to Hugo. A message that shouldn't be there. Remember our promise, Henry. When did you receive this letter? Yesterday. And your grandfather? Where is he right now? He's currently back at the house with a caretaker. Also, I won't be out for too long. In agreement with them, you see. Oh, what sort of agreement? Caretaker would have now agreed to watch over my grandfather, but only during the day. Before nightfall, they would leave exactly at the same time. Before nightfall. I want to believe that this whole thing was an elaborate scheme to scare my family away. I know this sounds crazy, but at one point, I thought everyone was in on it. Mail carriers, the officers, the caretakers. Everyone had a hand in making our family suffer. But this one was different. Up until now, I've never heard of anyone by that name. A relative or family friend. But they clearly know who grandfather is. I don't do something about this, I'll lose him too. Just by uttering the words alone, Nina begins to break down. The stress, the anxiety, the fatigue, all of it was finally catching up to her. Her body hunches forward, hands pressed close to her eyes, as she tries to cover the stream of tears running down her face. As an act of comfort, Colby sits closer to Nina while Noah fetches tissues for her. Aw, good boy, Colby. Good boy. Yuki, on the other hand, is puzzled. Said the whole thing has been going on for the past month, but something doesn't add up. And before nightfall, I think there's more to this she is not admitting. Whatever happened with the letter, I am more than certain. Certain that whoever or whatever Lewis is, they're coming for blood. I can take it or reject it. Let's see what happens if we reject the case. He casts his face downward to stare directly at the ground in front of him, unable to look at Nina. Burn, the solitude, the madness, he knows all of it too intimately, suffers the same conflicts that weigh heavily on her mind. Yet, in spite of this, it is too much for him. Like walking along a tightrope with the ground void and unclear, vast and empty and dark. So very, very dark. No, I can still do it. We can still do this. We can respond to a distant voice so charming, so terribly commanding, finds him at the spot. It's already too late for them, you know. No, not here. Dull yet distinct pulsating sound, so rhythmic in its tune, starts this maddening melody. From the top of his crown down to the base of his skull, he feels it, all present and daunting. Just let go. Let me help you. No, I can do it. Who would just let me? Snake-like hands wrap around his head, so closely, squeezing ever so tightly, that he can't help but try to shut his eyes from the pain. What a kind person you are, Hugo. Hugo tries to ground himself, tries to remind himself to breathe. A sweet and beloved friend. Remember that there are other people that care for him. Join the warmth of their company. I wish you could have done the same for me. To remember that he is here and present, that he is useless. Hugo, hey, what's wrong? Okay, Hugo's coat. Noah tries to catch his attention, but fails as he knows something's amiss. Hugo? There is a despondent look on Hugo's face, his eyes distinctly shrouded by a deep haze, as if lost in them. He won't budge, no matter how many times Noah tries to tug or shake him, he will not respond. But for Hugo, he can hear everything. Like a paralysis, he can't wake from. His body sits there, motionless, and detached from everything. Desperate and concerned, Noah turns to Nina and utters in a sincere apology. I'm sorry, Miss Nina. I don't think we can help you at the moment. If you just come back a bit later, then we can... No, it's fine. There won't be a next time. Hugo winces at a cold and blunt remark. No, wait, Miss Mortimer, please. Nina stands up abruptly from her seat, wipes away the tears quickly from her reddened face, the sleeve of her coat, and looks down. Once more, her tense and cold front-like demeanour returns to the forefront, already trying to forget and move on. Without so much as a word, she slightly bows her head towards them and walks out of the office. Not once looking back. Bad end. Pulling strings. Okay, that was very ominous, and Yeah, there's definitely something going on with this Hugo. He's definitely got his own baggage going on as well. Okay, guess we're taking on the case. Do you want more tissues? We'll do it. We'll take on your case. The moment everything goes still, eyes and attention are solely directed at Hugo, whose eyes have a certain glint to them, now unwavering and more determined than ever. Before anyone else speaks, Nina stands up, wipes away any stray tears from her face, and walks up to him. You'll take it? Hugo simply nods. Thank you. Thank you. Don't know how much this means to me. We're glad to help, Miss Nina. Please, just call me Nina. Well, Nina, we'll do our best. Nina smiles at Hugo and nowhere in gratitude. Her eyes renew with a faint gleam. Hope that maybe things will change for her and her family for the better. However, before heading out, Nina reaches into her bag once more, takes out a small piece of paper and a pen, and hastily starts jotting down something. I'd best be on my way now. Let my grandfather know ahead of time we'll be coming. Also, this is my address. I'll be sure to greet you all when you arrive. And thank you again, truly. She politely bows to them and walks out of the office already, reaching into her purse for her car keys. Yuki watches from his desk as she goes to open the driver's seat. He looks back at the office window and takes one last look at Hugo. Waits slightly at him before finally pulling out of the parking lot and driving off. Once outside, Hugo turns to look at his cluttered desk. Still messy, but presentable. I guess I'll have to sort these out later. Again. Car, 5:30 p.m. Oh great, it's raining. How appropriate. From the ongoing downpour to the quiet hums of the car, they sit in silence. Still miles off their destination, Hugo constantly checks the rearview mirror to see any passing cars. But it was only them on the road. Noah, who usually chats his ear off by now, leans quietly against the car door as he looks out to the passing streetlights, reserved and distant. He hasn't said a word to Hugo since they left the office. Hey, you look quieter than usual. What's wrong? Huh, what a surprise. You've been looking at me, Kia? No, you idiot. You usually just talk a lot, that's all. So, do you miss me talking? Just say it. Do you believe her story? What? Given all the things she told us, do you think she is telling the truth? Yes, I believe her, or at least I believe that she hasn't lied to us. But, can't shake this feeling that she is hiding something. Like if she left out certain details on purpose. Also, why did she have to travel this far out of town for a private eye? Surely this must have been another far closer to her home than ours. Just don't know how to explain it. As expected of you, Hugo. Are you making fun of me? No, not at all. I'm just admiring your observations. Didn't want to offend Nina earlier, so I kept quiet until she finished. Her last name caught me off guard. Have you heard about the Mortimers? They're a pretty distinguished family that owned an esteemed fishing company. Well, they used to, I believe. They have yet to name an heir. What do you mean? Shouldn't it actually go to Nina? It should, but I don't know. What I heard, each time they tried to name a successor, that relative mysteriously disappears. Gone without a trace, or so anyone thought. Bodies would soon turn up months late after. And you know what's strange? All of them have been labelled as accidents by local news. No foul play, just another unfortunate loss for the family. They have been struck with so many tragedies that over time, People begin to believe they were cursed or something. Cursed? I think I can understand why she wouldn't go to the police again. Most likely thought she was seeing things and went along with the procedures just to keep face. But deep down, they must have thought she had gone mad. Can't imagine all this for Nina. And most of all, who knows what we'll find there. This is why you decided to come with me? Well, partially. I'm more worried about you, though. Me? Why? Think of it this way. I'm the appointed driver. When you decide to do some pretty reckless shit, I'll be there to drive you to the local hospital. Gee, thanks, Noah. Yeah. Besides, 2 is better than 1. Exactly. I was fine when Colby coming with me. Oh, Colby's still with us. Yay. Oh yeah, I've heard that 3 is better than 2. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna stay 6 p.m. Passing through countless dirt roads and steep cliffs, the estate can finally be seen beyond the evergreen. Nestled away from prying eyes, stands tall, magnificent and classic. Truly a rarity only afforded to the privileged. Yet, though its opulence looms over a distance, or from a distance, Hugo and Noah could only gaze at the sheer scale of the manor. In grand stature, towers easily over the dozens of houses they drove past. Wow, look at the size of it. I'd never imagined seeing a house like this in person. It's almost too surreal. Come on, she's waiting for us. Immediately after exiting the driver's seat, some sharp pain weighs heavy on Hugo's chest. Grasping tightly at his coat, he begins to gasp for air. Vision hazes as he leans close to the car, trying desperately to ground himself. Like a fish drawn out of the sea, he desperately heaves. Air in his lung escaping too quickly burns that he feels his throat start to strain, drawing tighter the more he breathes. But the pain pales in comparison to a feeling far more excruciating. Is it the house? No. Something far more sinister. Feels it. Someone is watching him. Piercing gaze fixed on him, like leering at a bug and waiting to strike. We'll be together soon, Henry. The hell? Damn it, already? Need to hurry or else. Hey, you alright? No calls to him, snap him out of the fixated trance. Aw, he's okay, buddy. We'll be fine, hopefully. Maybe Colby can chase off any of the, ghosts or spirits or whatever is haunting this place. Colby nudges his head against Hugo, whining when concerned over his partner's well-being. Did you hear that just now? Hear what? That voice. So close to my ear, Is everything alright? Oh, I'm fine. Don't mind me. I'm just a bit winded out from the trip, that's all. I'd be happy to make you tea at the least. If it's no trouble. No, not at all. It's the least I can do. Once again, the subtle uneasiness when Nina surfaces. Before Hugo could get a chance to look further into it, she walked up towards the front porch, without saying another word. Are you sure you're alright? You sounded like you were choking earlier. I said I'm fine. Besides, we're already here. Can't back out now. Listen to me. I think you should... He'll probably cut his lecture short as he notices Nina stopping by the front door. He stands by the door silently, contemplating something. just like before, but this time she seems even more anxious. Whatever unease she tried to mask earlier became more apparent the minute she walked closer to the front door. I haven't been quite honest with you, detectives. Just like before, as if carefully choosing her next words, she decides that in this situation, words are not enough. You'll see for yourselves what I mean. And with that, Nina enters the house, leaving the three to follow behind. Hugo's about to enter through the foyer when he feels a tug on his arm. Don't forget what I told you. If something happens, let me know right away. You'll be the first to know. With that, Noah releases his grip on Hugo. Proceed to head in, not knowing what awaits them beyond the door. Greeted with a brightly lit hallway, Hugo notes immediately that the interior is just as grand. Adorned with floral accents and antique furnishing, the house itself exudes the word elegance. Classic and rustic charm with the walls and floorings made from the finest wood. Hugo couldn't help but gape when he walked in. I can also see their grandfather off to the right there, just staring out the window, very creepily. However, he noticed something even more distinct than the splendor. A distinctly perfect veneer, unsettling air raised throughout the house, leaving no room for doubt that the inside is far more terrifying than the outside. Please, come this way. Bracing themselves, they enter the dimly lit drawing room. First glance, Hugo could not discern the silhouette situated at the far corner. Only the sparse lighting from the window pierces through a fraction of the room's darkness. However, as they approach closer to the silhouette, Hugo now understands the reason for all of Nina's unsettling vagueness. Grandfather, we have a guess. Sitting on the armchair is a very young man, much older than Hugo and Noah. He's dressed modestly and shares none of the imposing presence of the manor. No, rather, such luxury doesn't even remotely reflect on the man before them at all. It's as if the flow of time had stopped only for him, while the rest had continued changing drastically without him. Just like the letter, timeless, delicate, and jarringly out of place. Staring only at the window, the young man sits there dazed, little acknowledgement of the people around him. Still, motionless, like a doll. Grandpa, these are the people I spoke of. This is Detective Lawrence, and his two assistants, Colby and Noah. They're going to help us. Even after introducing them to the head of the Mortimer estate, Hugo and Noah couldn't help but feel unnerved. The man before them was supposed to be frail and older than any of them. And yet he remains forever unchanging, forever young. They come a long way, so I'll be making some tea. Would you also like some, Grandpa? He does not reply back, nor does he glance at Nina or anyone else in the room. Only fixate his gaze on the rain, nothing else. I'll be sure to make a cup for you too. Then timidly gestures to Hugo and Noel back to the foyer. Bring more questions, the two follow Nina outside. But before they can leave the drawing room, Hugo takes one last look at the young man. There is an all too familiar air about Henry Mortimer. His eyes, they're similar to his own. Whatever he must be longing for, Hugo knows it will never end well. Nina, that man. Yes, he's my grandfather. I want to ask you all to watch over. I know this is hard to believe, but Nina draws something out of her pocket. It's an old picture of a handsome man with slick back hair, wearing the finest of suits. The gentleman in the picture has a different air to him, one of wealth and power, none of which reflects at all on the current Henry Mortimer. It's almost as if looking at two different people. This isn't much to go by, but believe me, they are the same person. And why does he look so young? It happened a few nights ago. I was on my way to get a cup of water when I heard a loud thud coming from my grandfather's room. I read that something fell over, so I went to go check. When I opened the door, I found him collapsed on the ground. I rushed to help him, but when I did, he looked so different. He wore the same clothes that my grandpa wore that night. His face, I recognized his face. He looked younger. So many things were rushing through my head at that moment, and yet I knew he felt familiar to me. Now it sounds bizarre the more I talk about it, but that's what happened. It was also the same night I found the letter. It was next to him, already opened. I'm sorry again for all this. No matter who I went to, he either said something was wrong with me or my family. Everything going on, maybe they're right. Pools of water, letters, Lewis, now this. Ignoring the science for years and just blindly hoping things can get better if I try finding solutions on my own. But that's not enough anymore. Maybe my family really is cursed. No, they're not. Curses aren't real. A detective. I think we easily get too involved in believing that sort of thing exists. Truth, the ones who fixate on it make it their reality. Rumors, doubts, lies, all do things are what they want to become real. Deep-rooted emotion like that can't possibly be healed or fixed right away. But like a curse, those emotions drag other people down with them. Personally, I think you were caught up in all this. I assure you, we'll see this through. For you and Mr. Mortimer. Thank you. Good. Now, our first priority is to find out more about Lewis. Nina, Lily showed us back at the agency. Do you have it with you? Yes, it's here. Do you mind if I borrow it for a bit? I'll be sure to give it back. Of course, but what are you going to do with it? I searched everything on that letter, and I still couldn't come up with clues. I'll be using it as a reference or guide, if you will. Afraid I can't discuss too much of the process, trade secret and all. Of course. I'll check upstairs. Noah, you and Colby check the ground floor. Got it. While they leave to do their own investigations, Hugo grabs a hold of Noah's shoulder. Leans in close enough for Nina to not hear. Keep a close eye on Mr. Mortimer and Nina. Especially Nina. Don't want her to be dragged any more than she already is. So whatever happens, keep her safe. You fine, but remember, yell for me, okay? I know. Thank you, Noah. I'm counting on you. You too, boy. A final nod at them, Hugo then goes towards the staircase and heads upstairs. Noah stares for a moment longer at Hugo's back before he disappears into the first floor. Then turns to look at Colby. Well, it's time to get to work. Right, Colby? Hell yeah. Investigation starts. The objective is to look around the area for objects to precede the story. Use the arrows or the arrow keys to move around to a different area. Outlines will appear on a clickable object. On the top right is the hint button. Clicking it will highlight an object you missed. Okay, hell yeah. Wait, can I? Oh, I get to pet the doggo. Hell yeah. And I'm gonna be here all night. Well, seeing as we got point and click sections, I've made sure to put my mouse on screen now. Okay, one final scratch before we... yeah, start looking around. Mr. Mortimer still sits motionless by the corner of the room. Gaze never leaving the rain. Okay. Okay, nothing else, so... Oh, it's only just a slight little bit to the left. Okay, well there's nothing here. Okay, to the right then. Oh, there's a cabinet here. Oh, bookshelf. Large bookshelf stands close to the entranceway. Contains a couple of photo albums and a few phone books. What about the phone? Old rotary dial telephone. Looks like it's still in good use. Delicate arrangement of violets and white roses. Seem to be fresh and fairly new. Okay, is that it? Apart from petting the dog. Oh no, there's a thing here. Frames decorating the walls are covered in white sheets, veiled with a thin line of dust on top of each one. That is weird. Wow, so many of these paintings covering the walls. Are there more like this all over the house? Yes, my grandfather commissioned many back in the day, but sadly he doesn't do that anymore. You know, can't help but notice the paintings are covered. How come? I did that. Covered them up for my grandfather's sake. For his sake? Yes, he was pretty obsessed with them, you see. There were times when he would mutter to himself and would just stare at the paintings for days on end. It worried me so much that I had to cover them all. Since then he hasn't stared at any of them. He just sits quietly looking outside. I see. Other paintings. I also noticed that they all have a similar theme. They all have water in them. Now, this isn't a coincidence since you told us before, but if there's anything you know, anything at all, then please tell me. Now, can I ask you a question first? Sure, go ahead. Do you believe in mermaids? Mermaids? I don't suppose I do. Why? Casting a gaze to the floor, Nina anxiously fidgets and tightly clasps her hands together, then briefly sighs and continues. Oh, there's this story, rather like a fairy tale that my family has passed down. A fairy tale? Yes, well, it feels more like one to me. It was about a fisherman who fell in love with a mermaid. Every day and night, he would go out by the shore to gaze at her beauty, but one day she vanished, leaving him confused and heartbroken. Determined he would sail many seas for a chance to see her again. Sailing from coast to coast, new land beyond and back, he would go. Not long after, fortune followed him all throughout his journey. He made one of the wealthiest and most highly respected in his village. However, despite all the wealth he gained through his travels, he never found the mermaid again. She would only be a dream, nothing more. And that's the end of the story. It doesn't end happily, but I guess there was a lesson behind all of it. I just never understood it. What do you think happened to the mermaid? No, it's an exaggeration, yet I can't help but wonder. It's hard to say. I just feel bad for both of them. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of sad endings. If it were me, I would wish the fisherman and the mermaid could see each other again. Or at least that's what I think. Even if they weren't meant to be with each other. Yeah, I think so at least. Wouldn't want to imagine going through a journey all by myself. It's hard being alone. journey all by yourself. Almost 11:30 p.m. Searching vigorously through each of the rooms, he knew his findings would eventually lead him here. This is it. Hugo looks towards the nearest lampshade and switches it on. Dimly illuminated, he sees the extent of how lavish this part of the house is. From the customized window drapes to the vintage furnishings, everything here exudes from extravagance. But much like the interior Hugo has seen so far, perhaps this one particularly reeks of it. Plastered from wall to wall, gloom lingers. It's as if the room itself is mouldering, despite its preserved nature. Okay, well, let's look at this chest first. Classic wooden chest lies at the foot of the canopy bed. It's locked still firmly holds, safeguarding whatever is inside. Of course, it's locked. Okay, anything else? Nope. Okay, let's look here. Oh, another bookshelf. Meticulously organized set of academic books, ranging from non-fiction to geography, are all on display. However, hidden away behind the vast collection are some children's fairy tales, all carefully kept. Interesting. Especially after the story we just got told. A little picture frame over here. Old photo of a lost time. A sweet summertime memory of a little girl and her beloved grandfather. Oh, sweet. Scattered pieces of paper, all forgotten, lie waiting on the cold floor. Heavily etched markings are found scrawled all over the papers. Are we not going to read them? Okay, on. What about this painting? Atop the fireplace, unblemished and unmarked by time, hangs a curious and familiar painting. A beautiful woman floating on the water. Interesting. Okay, what about this book? Leather-bound journal rests on the edge of the table. Pages are torn out so haphazardly that the binding itself is starting to fall out. So I'm assuming that it belongs to all the paper that is on the floor now. But there's also a tea set. Pristine pure white tea set sits patiently by, untouched and unused for quite some time. Need to hurry. I don't want to stay here for too long. 11:50 p.m. Searches and searches, and still there's no sign of Lewis. To Hugo, even if there is a fragment, a singular thread to that person, to their real selves, he could find them. But there is nothing. Not one thing pertaining to him. It's as if the thought of Lewis barely exists at all. What's going on? At least since that present from before, but it's gone again. Damn it, wish I had more time. Oh, calm down. It has to be here. Just need to focus. Ponders again, tracing every step and every little detail, hoping that he overlooks something. Like the chest that's locked, maybe? Yeah, all he knows is that the one tangible thing that connects him, tethers so closely to this space, most of all to Henry, is the letter. Was a promise of love, all delicately etched into a page, but tainted with a powerful and dark emotion that has been festering for too long. Tainted. The very start of all this, Hugo believed that whoever Lewis was, they were the one responsible. He thought he could find them and convince them to stop their haunting for good, to bring them peace and move on. However, this isn't the case anymore. A natural force that binds everyone so closely together in this family is not the cause of an angry spirit. No, it's something far more devious than that. As he takes the letter out from the envelope, he notices a change within. Very no foreboding threat at the bottom of the page. Looks just like a regular letter, but rather what it once was. A sad and tragic love. Can I calm down? I understand. Things have gone more complicated with your mother ever since she found out about us, right? Sorry, Henry, for everything. Hurts to see you so torn up like this. I would never hurt you or drag you along with me. If this is to be our farewell, then can I ask you one last favour? Could you keep my locket? I know this is selfish of me, but I'd like for you to have it. I'd be happy to know it's safe with you. Heart will be forever yours, Henry. With love always, Lewis. So this was the true letter? Small warmth emanates from the paper, wrapping closely around his fingers, quiet and soothing. Fragment Hugo was searching for. Lewis, I'm sorry. You're also a victim of all this too. Please, if you can hear me, I need your help. Without warning, the sound of a click can be heard across the bedroom. Hey, thank you, Lois. Much appreciated. Just something unlocked itself. Hugo turns his head towards the sound and sees the chest. Unlike the other furniture, its dark and rustic features have not been maintained well. Left to rot on its own. Suddenly he stops to the sound of a voice. A sweet voice whispering to him, beckoning him towards the fireplace. Come here, my dear, sweet boy. Sure, let's go to the painting. What could possibly go wrong? There, mounted by the fireplace, is a painting of a beautiful woman floating on water. Pale skin is incandescent, brilliantly prominent against the contrast of the dark, murky waters that keep her hidden. Keep her bound to the canvas. Hugo stares intently at the picture. An empathetic sorrow swells within him, summoning his very senses and forcing him to inch closer, surrendering himself to the sweet song. Poor thing, how lonely you must feel. You are a lot like him, like Henry. As Hugo approaches closer and closer to the painting, and his mind screaming to run, he sees it. He can finally see beyond the facade the lady portrays, for what the painting truly is. But don't worry, I can take away that sadness. The fallen creature, a mermaid, floats above the surface. The voice whispers. Large hollow eyes stare back, boring deeply into his eyes. His skin is melting, bleeding heavily, this black ichor as it gushes out from the canvas. Some of it starts to hit only the floor, but at Hugo as well. Black viscous tar clings persistently onto him, unrelentless as they continue to pile up. Then he feels it. What drew him initially to this thing? Deep sense of longing rushes through him, snuffing out what little control he had left. Finally embracing this nature. To come home. Take my hand. Without hesitation, Hugo reaches out his hand, while his body leans in closer to the mermaid. She grabs and pulls him in. No one's looking back, he dives and follows after her, returning to nothing. Well, rip. Okay, don't trust the painting. Okay, let's not go to the painting. No, stay focused, Hugo. Don't let it get to me. Carrying himself, he heads towards the chest and opens it. Sides scrambled together are bunches of notebooks and small trinkets. Hugo continues to rummage through when he stumbles across an old newspaper article. Young man found dead by the lake. Unidentified young man was found on the morning of blanked out, 3 days prior to his death according to the police. Ruled as a suicide, police have claimed that the troubled youth drowned himself. It certainly is a tragic loss, an unfortunate event indeed. Blank comments. No claim of his body has been made yet. Lewis. By the corner of Hugo's eye, he spots a bright glint buried beneath the clutter. Reaches for it. Locket. Like a brilliant gold shines on blemish, retaining a timeless luster. Inside it safeguards a picture of a young man with glasses, smiling brightly. Must be the locket that he was talking about. It's so pretty. Prices still shines like this. And this picture. Did he put this here? No, it might have been Henry. Why would he store it away like this? What should I do? Ooh, what do I do? Let's, leave the locket. It's best to put it back for now. You hear a distant faint cry call out to him. Oh, maybe we shouldn't have left it. Pleading him to take the locket with him. Lewis? Hugo's about to put everything back into the chest when he feels a wet and cold sensation crawling up his leg. Oh, Hugo, why did you have to piss yourself? What? Water? Pool of water relentlessly spreads across the floor, already seeping into the chest. Damn it, no. Suddenly the lights shut off. Oh, great. Can we just leave the lights on? I mean, you don't have to do it in the dark if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, I don't think it's about that. Screams heard, followed by a myriad of shouts. Hugo is about to call out to Noah, but stops at the sight of a pale feet before him. Looming over him stands a tall and ominous figure. Face is shrouded in a complete darkness, devoid of any human emotion. Appears as a young man, but Hugo knows that it's far from it. No, this thing is trying to imitate a human form. Trying to be human. Hugo could only stare back. Paralyzed with fear, he is forced to watch the horror as it slowly creeps towards him. It's just like before, the sensation of someone staring at him from within. But this time is drawing near, reaching ever so closely. Words call out to Colby, or Noah, failed to reach out. Watching his throat, he struggles in pain. With his breathing shallow, he tries to force his body to move. And then it stops. Looking down at Hugo, filled with nothing but malice and contempt, it speaks. Don't get in my way. All of a sudden the door into the bedroom slams shut and the entity disappears. Tension from his body finally releases his agonizing grip. He gasps desperately for air. Vision blurs and his breathing is haggard. He staggers towards the door. He yanks at the handle several times, and it's tightly jammed. Or but it's tightly jammed. Fuck. Noah? Colby? To his dismay, he is only greeted with silence at the other end of the door. Damn it. From a distant, he faintly hears the sound of Colby's relentless barking as it gets further away from the house. Hugo rushes towards the window. Tries to pry it open, but just like the door, heavy force prevents him from doing so. Like being underwater. His movement's slow and drawn out. They've been dragged down by that thing. Fuck this. Frantically gawking out the room, he spots a nearby chair. Without a moment sooner, Hugo grabs a chair and starts to strike the window. Bit by bit, the window cracks get louder with each blow, splintering off small pieces. The hell is this thing made of? Still trying to catch his breath, he musters all the strength he has, as he has left for a final blow. Damn it, you just break already. Clearing out the remaining glass shards, Hugo peers his head out to see any railing he could grab hold of. However, he discovers instead that the wall adjacent is covered in ivy. Despite how heavy the rain is drastically become, he reaches out for it, grabbing a handful of the blinds. Carefully he climbs out the window, gripping tightly and making sure he doesn't lose his footing. Yet to his luck, the patch of vines he clutches start to tear away from on the wall. In desperation, he struggles to find his grip on another, but fails when his hands slip out of reach. Shit. Cowering wildly as he loses his grip on the ivy, crash lands down into a thicket of bushes. Ow. Air forced out of him, he heaves uncontrollably, trying to even out his breathing. Even that is laborious. An immense pain spreads across not only his back, but his entire body. God, I'm getting too old for this. Yeah, you're telling me. But his body screams out in pain and he forces himself up. Okay, we still got all our body parts intact. Still time. I can do this. I have to do this. Staggering feet and haggard breathing, he makes his way to the place where it all started. To the lake, where this tragedy starts and ends. The lake. Unknown hour. Finally entering through the park, Hugo calls out to Colby and Noah. Colby? Noah, where are you? He hears faintly the sound of barking and echoes of people yelling in the distance. Rushes towards the echoes guiding him through the downpour. His heart racing and blood rushing to his head, he finds his way to the lake. Drawing closer, he sees Nina giving chase to her grandfather. Fortunately, she doesn't get too far as Noah stops her. Grandpa, stop! Grandpa! Let me go! Grandpa, he's... No, Nina, it's dangerous. You'll get hurt too. I don't care, I don't want to lose anyone anymore. At that instant, Hugo trudges against the water, pursuing in Nina's stead. Hugo? No, don't. Please force deaf to his ears. Not even the whines and worried cries of his partner could make him turn back. Determined, he forges ahead. Near the deep end of the lake, he sees Henry Mortimer gazing directly at the abyss. Looks even more frail and disheveled than before, as if all the life he's lived up until that point is beginning to fray, draining every ounce of himself, and surrounding it all to the lake. Before Henry could lean in, Hugo reaches out and tugs at his arm. Mr. Mortimer, listen to me. Nothing is waiting for you down there, so please, come back to the shore with me. Motionless and unresponsive, he stares deeply into the water. Haze over his eyes is still obscure and persistent. So many things we can afford to lose in our lives, and you're one of them. To Nina, you're all she has left. She needs you, Mr. Mortimer. Hugo felt it. Slight jolt from Henry's arm, as if stirred by the mention of Nina. Slowly turns to face Hugo. Nina. However, just as cruel and violent as the storm, Henry checks back, wrenching his arms away from Hugo's hold on him. No, all of this is my fault. Only I got to Lewis sooner, then none of this would have happened. He was waiting for me. Was patient with me. Yet, for all the things he's done, chose my family over him. He's gone because I didn't pick him. He backs further away from the shoreline. Mr. Mortimer. Malachi is never straying away from Hugo. He keeps his distance from him. Lewis, I'm sorry. I was the one who dragged you into this. You deserve so much more. And I wished. Henry struggles over his words, clasps tightly to his shirt, throat dry and taut from all that he has bottled up. All those repressed and silent years of just waiting for this curse to finally take him. Wish I had just gone with you that night, Lewis. So, even if you still give out that wish, it doesn't resolve anything. Not for you or Lewis. I had enough. Lewis is waiting for me to come home. Before you can reach out of Henry's hand, he disappears into the water. Mr. Mortimer. Hearing the angry cries and desperate pleas, Hugo dives after him into the abyss. Launching into icy waters, Hugo feels shocks running rampant throughout his body. Spikes continuously piercing from his legs to the tips of his fingers. Fiercely and unyielding. Chest tightens and his heart races as he begins to kick his legs. Hoping whichever way he goes, he'll find his way to Henry. Swimming deeper and deeper in, he sees faintly a figure slowly descending into the darkness. As he finally gets closer to Henry, long snake-like arms stretch across the void and grab Hugo's neck, violently squeezing all the air out from him. Tries desperately to wrench his hands away. But with each struggle, Hugo's movements begin to weigh heavier and heavier. Water filling into his lungs as his vision starts to blur. A cold numbness spreads. Tired and motionless, he watches on as the abyss draws near, swallowing him, embracing him. Let's share this happy ending together. It feels nothing. Body is weightless and floating for who knows how long. It's cold. So very, very cold. How long has it been since he felt like this? This empty feeling of just not being here or anywhere. Comforting and nostalgic. Maybe, just maybe, this isn't so bad after all. I think this is for the best. Oh no, it's far, far from over, Hugo. After all, you said so yourself. Seeing the things you do come with a price, right? I know what a hefty price has been paid for your stupid little blunder. So get up, Hugo. Now far from having a happy ending. Hugo's eyes shot right open, his vision disoriented and blurred. He tries to focus on Noah's voice. A violent tide bursts within him as he calls out the remaining water in his lungs. He can feel Noah's hands rub against his back, anchoring him and checking to see if he's alright. But deep down, there's something far more concerning to worry about at this moment. But where's Mr. Mortimer? I'm sorry, Hugo. Tried going back into the water after I fetched you, but the paramedic stopped me. Told me it was too cold and dangerous to head back in. No, it can't be. I'm sorry, Hugo. No, please, God, no. Couldn't hear the rest of it. Body trembles as his hands clasp tightly around together in the fervent praying wish for a miracle to happen before him. To have Mr. Mortimer return to them finally safe from harm. But for this silent wish, this small and glaringly impossible wish, no one would answer. There's no kindness in this sunrise. Only the gut-wrenching wails of a woman by the shore, pointing to any god who can save her grandfather. No matter how many would try to search through that water, they wouldn't be able to find him. Well, there was no one left to save anymore. Just a washed-out, forgotten tale of a man and his mermaid. Hugo tries to stifle his cry and soothe the lump lodged deeply in his throat. He hears it. A laugh. A cruel and heartless laugh echoes from across the lake, mocking him, cursing him. Harrowing and merciless victory for this curse. A curse. It was a curse after all. Bad end, and mermaid sail. Whoops. Okay, after that terrible ending, let's actually take the locket. I should probably hold on to this for now. Take it to him, please. Lewis? Gentle but distant plea echoes in Hugo's heart. The forgotten ache of yearning and regret grips him deeply. Feelings not of his own start to rise like ripples on a pond. When to be found again, I remembered. Don't worry, I'll bring it to him. I'll make sure of it. Hugo's about to put everything back into the chest when he feels a wet and cold sensation crawling up his leg. Uh-oh, not again! What, water? Pool of water relentlessly spreads across the floor, seeping into the chest. Damn it, no. Okay, we'll skip through all this because, yeah, we already read through all this. Oh, here we go. Read what he wrote to you those years ago. He understood if you didn't want to come see him. But the thing is, Mr. Mortimer always never thought anything less of you. He said so in his letters to you. His letters. All this time I wanted to believe he hated me for that. Hated me for that choice. At least I thought it was easier for me to think that way. How long has it been since I talked about him? It's been too long, sir. That's why you don't have to shoulder all of that pain by yourself anymore. You can talk about it. About you and Lewis. All of it together. His eyes are returned back to normal. Lucas sends not only his hand to him, but a promise. A promise that Henry had yearned for so long. Way to forgive himself. He hesitates at first, but Paul believes in deserved forgiveness. This thing doesn't exist. And yet, despite everything, Hugo still reaches out to him, to a stranger. Maybe he can be forgiven. Just as he was about to reach out for Hugo, Hannah slithers around Henry's instead. Oh hi, God, you're fucking creepy. You're slimy and green. Sounds unnaturally contoured around him, while his head perches on his shoulder. This thing. This Lewis is no longer pretending to be human. The piercing, cold green eyes, it glares directly at Hugo, mocking him, cursing him. Wishing nothing but despair. We can be saved. We can be forgiven. There is only one true way out of this. I'll share with you the most happiest of endings. Hugo can reach out for Henry's hand. He disappears into the water. Mr. Mortimer. Without hesitating, the anguished cries and desperate pleas, Hugo dives in after him, into the abyss. Plunging into icy waters, Hugo feels shocks running rampant throughout his body, like spikes continuously piercing from his legs to the tips of his fingers, fiercely and unyielding. His chest tightens and his heart races as he begins to kick his legs. Hoping whichever way he goes, he'll find his way to Henry. Swimming deeper and deeper in, he sees faintly a figure slowly descending into the darkness. And hopefully this time, we won't get nearly drowned as well. Finally gets closer to Henry, long snake-like arms stretch across the void and grab Hugo's neck, apparently squeezing all the air out from him. Tries desperately to wrench his hands away. But with each struggle, Hugo's movements begin to weigh heavier and heavier. Lewis, where are you, Lewis? Looking for Lewis? Digging deep into his coat pocket, he grasps tightly in his hand the locket that Henry kept and had long forgotten. point out as it shines ever so brightly in the dark. Ah, there you are. Releases his grip from Hugo and instead reaches out for the locket. Taking this as a chance, he drops the chain and kicks with all his might to grab at Henry's arm. His heart and body screaming in pain, swims desperately to the surface. Almost there. Just have to. Lights on the surface begin to blur. Hugo makes one last attempt to reach for it. With his limbs worn out and his energy spent, this is all he can do. When he loses his consciousness, he knows the figure swim towards him, getting closer and closer. Then, everything fades to black. Drifting along what feels like an endless sea, Hugo courses through wave after wave. Not knowing where he is going or caring for the matter, all he knows is that he's very, very tired. How long has it been since he had a good night's rest? It's been too long. Maybe I should take the rest now. I'd like that so much. I agree that you deserve it, but not here. I'm sorry for startling you. I just wanted to see you one last time before I go. Lewis, done so much for me and Henry. Can't thank you enough. No worries. Just want to thank you too for watching over me. And also, to apologize for my remarks from before. I thought I had things figured out once I found you, but you know how that turned out for me. It's alright, really. After all this time, I didn't think anyone could hear me. Especially Henry. Lewis. Worried about him for a long time. Always wanted to keep me away from his personal struggles. Keep me safe from them. But I was too stubborn for my own good. Honestly, I don't regret it. Any of it. Even if I could no longer reach out to Henry. Fate weaves its thread back to you, tangent connecting to us once more to this very moment. For that, I'm forever grateful to you, Hugo. You're welcome, Lewis. From a far-off distance, Hugo hears a voice crying out to him, beckoning him for him to return. Well, they're waiting for you. I guess they really are, huh? Take care always, Hugo. You too, Lewis. Back to the lake. With his eyes closed and his senses still returning, he feels the constant tugs and licks of a certain bloodhound. Whining as he tries to wake up his partner. Hugo. He also hears another familiar voice, too annoyingly close for comfort. Not all. Eyes shut right open, he jerks up. Confused, Hugo looks around before he coughs up the remaining water in his lungs. Are you alright? Yeah, it's okay, Colby. We're alright. We're alive. Noah starts to pat his back while Kobe continues to whine over Hugo. What happened? Where's Mr. Mortimer? He's safe, so is Nina. Both okay. Police and the ambulance should be arriving soon. Oh, thank goodness. No more you had to say to me? Instead of thank goodness? I swear, you don't listen to a damn word I say. I'm sorry, Noah. Exhausted as he lets out a sigh, Dan continues to pat Hugo's back aggressively when someone approaches them. Detective Laurent? Oh, Nina. There's someone I want you to meet. Behind her stands an elderly man. Frail in stature, he timidly looks to the side pensively as he ponders to himself. Though his youth has long faded, his eyes are what catches Hugo's attention. No longer piercing and viscous green. Only eyes just like Nina's. Hello, Mr. Mortimer. Detective. I never got the chance to say goodbye to him. I've thought about it every day. We've always lived in this world. if he stayed a little longer with me. Because of that constant mindset, I dragged everyone down. And I kept hurting not only me, but Nina especially. I was the one who kept hurting her. One to blame for all this. But you, someone that I've never met, still went out of your way to save me. Not knowing my burdens or my faults. Thank you. Hugo reaches out to Henry and smiles brightly at him. It's my pleasure, sir. Ow. Before he lets go, Henry tugs at Hugo's hand one last time. And that someday you'll too overcome it. Next day, 8 AM. Oh, good morning, Hugo. You're bright and early. Morning. With much fervour and haste, Hugo resumes writing on his notepad. Though by closer inspection, he looks like he is going to combust any minute. Are you writing up the report? I'm looking up. Hugo responds back. Yeah, for the most part. You still need to write yours too. I will, but since I haven't had breakfast yet, I don't like eating by myself. The same old breakfast. Or the others just didn't want to draw more food. Let me guess. 2 is better than 1. Bingo! Wow, Hugo, you're really catching on. I'm so proud of you. Ah, shut it, will you? Swear, if only I hadn't fallen off from the goddamn window, maybe my report would have been shorter. When no one could begin to cut the bacon, he pauses at the mention of Hugo's report. Oh yeah, by the way, are you telling me what happened to the Mortimer's window? I broke it. Well, that's obvious to me. What I don't understand is, why is it broken? Do you know how much it costs to repair a window like that? I know, it was really dumb of me. I'm sorry. Besides, I told Mr. Mortimer about it before we left. Honestly, I was expecting an earful from him. And also the bill. And Presley said it was okay. Haha, lucky us, right? So, what, you just called it a day after that? Thank you so much, Mr. Mortimer. You broke it, you pay for it. Would you chill? Of course I'll pay for it. Next time I keep on insisting, he just shrugged it off. So that we already went through a lot for them, so this was nothing in comparison. You know what? He's right. The all that we went through, we deserve at least a nap. Before we could walk away, he stops and sees a familiar person walking towards the storefront, carrying something with her. Good morning, you two. Just barely a foot through the door, Sam Blondhound stirs up from his resting spot and makes his way towards Nina, tail uncontrollably wagging. Aw, Colby likes her. Oh, good morning to you too, Colby. Nina scratches behind one of Colby's ears, making his rightful unconsciously move on its own. Scratching an invisible but desirable spot for him. Good morning, Miss Nina. Morning. What brings you here this time around? Is everything alright with your grandfather? Yeah, he's doing pretty well actually. Even better than before. He talked so much last night, I hardly slept at all. Honestly, it's been a while since I last spoke to him so freely like that. I hardly felt tired at all. That's wonderful to hear. But there's something else I wanted to ask the both of you for. Put bluntly, I need your help. You two are busy, I would like some company eating these. So a clear plastic bag, stacked with 2 boxes placed on top of one another. Open this box on top to reveal a colourful array of neatly decorated donuts, all lined perfectly. No cramped or squished spaces. Work of art in Hugo's eyes. Wow, so pretty. Donuts? They look so delicious. I'm more than happy to eat these with you, Nina. There he goes with these donuts. But yes, please join us, Miss Nina. We're about to have breakfast too. Weren't we, Kuya? We're so brazen in front of others. You do make it exceptionally easy for me. We have such a great chemistry with each other. Second thought, I'm way too tired for this. Gonna have to apologize in advance for this, Nina. Truthfully, I've been running on last night's coffee, and I'm about to pass out any minute now. No worries. Honestly, I think a little break time sounds like what we all need right now. Thanks. He puts down his pen and proceeds to head for the couch. Kobe follows after him. Would you like to join us, Miss Nina? I would love to. Guess we can save these for later, then. Yes, please do. Come on, it's nap time. He sighs heavily before setting down the food on his desk. Then gestures Nina towards the sofa, in which she happily takes his offer and joins them. Aww, look at this is so cute. I'm getting old. I mean, you are old. Shut it. This is really nice. Oh, goodbye, Kobe. Come here. It quietly coos at him and begins to scratch at the back of Kobe's ears once more. Hugo leans a little closer to Noah, his voice above a whisper, but close enough for Noah to only hear him. You know, I'm glad that you came along yesterday. Oh, what's this? Are you getting chummy with me now? Call it chummy or whatever, but I really mean it. If you hadn't saved us back there... Look, I told you before. I'll be there whenever you get yourself into reckless shit. Besides, didn't you say this was nap time? Get some rest. You deserved it. You too. Calming silence fills the room as they bask under the morning glow. No big parties or celebrations. Just each other's company and sharing the small reward. A small and warm comfort. Oh, that was cute. I like that. We got the good end. Case closed. Oh, I like that. That was good. Oh, but we still got more though. Hugo's apartment at 12 AM. Already nightfall when Hugo and Colby arrive back home. Hugo, already too tuckered out from the remaining assorted mess he left behind for himself, lazily sheds off his coat and shoes, while Kobe heads straight towards his bed. Making his way through unloaded boxes and cramped spaces, one by one, Hugo strips down his outside clothes and switches to a regular shirt and sweatpants he found laying around. Plops down onto the couch with his head laid back and his eyes closed. He lets out a heavy sigh, releasing all the tension left in his body. Another day done and gone, right, Colby? Beside him, he hears faintly the rhythmic, delayed breath of his large companion. He's already falling deep into sleep. Wish I could sleep quickly like you, buddy. Gently pats Colby's head. Good night, Colby. Thanks for today. Hugo does one final stretch before he repositions himself to lie down on the couch, tugging at the blanket by his feet and unwrapping it around him. When he begins to relax, his breathing falls into a similar cadence, finally allowing the warmth to gather and hug him closely, all snug and safe from the draught of his window. As he begins to slowly drift further and further off to slumber, he feels something. Uh-oh. It followed us home. Slight chill grazing just above the base of his neck, never touching but distinctly present all the same. Though his senses are too dull and lack to properly focus on the sensation, he does, however, huddle closer into the blanket, hoping the chill will go away. Suddenly, he hears the front door to his flat shut so sharply, so harshly, as if someone or something had rushed in with enough force that he felt the room had shaken a little. Uh-oh. Now Hugo is wide awake. He tries to get up and face this intruder head on, but also realize one terrifying thing. He He can't move at all. Warmth and comfort from this blanket he felt moments ago ceases to be. His own body locked in a deep slumber, and behind his very consciousness to be fully awake, to be deathly afraid of this overwhelming presence. Struggles to move the muscles in his face, trying desperately to call out to his partner, to get his attention. Colby? But despite his efforts in uttering his dear companion's name, he's met with no response. In fact, he can't hear or feel Colby anywhere near him. There's the raging and erratic tempo of his heart drumming in his ears as he lies there, defenseless, vulnerable, all at the mercy of this thing. Then he hears it. Sound of feet dragging across the wooden floorboards. Dragging closer and closer towards him. No, not again. He wants to run far, far away from here, until he feels the fiery tempest within him burn his lungs, leaving him scorched and choking on ash. Anywhere but here. Shuts his eye tightly and begins to steady his uneven breathing, hoping that whatever this nightmare is, he can wake from it. He has to. However, everything comes to a halt when he suddenly feels that same chill once more, this time lingering all over his back, persistently hovering over him. He knows it's here. Standing near him is unbearable. His breath hitches as he feels the intense prickling feeling, hand hovering so closely above his head he could feel it. He wants to cower, hide forever away, but he can't. The frightening thing that has been following him, stalking him, haunting him for years, will not rest until he gives in. His own curse. All of a sudden his phone rings. The spell lifted off from him, he can move again. His eyes dart straight in the direction where the present should be, hoping a chance at a peek, just a glance at the thing that haunts him. But there stood no one. Only the moon's shine reflected from the window shades piercing through the shadow. His eyes shot once again at where Colby should be, and he found the bloodhound to be there, led by the sudden ringing of his phone. And also at Hugo, looks more disheveled and winded out. Takes a deep breath, steadying his heart as he takes the phone in his hand and answers. Hugo, sorry to call you so late at night. I'd like to ask you about the festival that's coming up in a few weeks. I'm wondering if you'd like to come with me. You said you don't really care for outdoor stuff, but I promise you it's going to be fun. Hugo, are you there? Yeah, sorry, no, I'm here. I just, guess that's a no, right? No, I mean, no to your no. I'm sorry, I'm a mess. Wait, I meant to say, yes, I would like to go with you to the festival. Oh, wow, I'm a bit surprised, but happy nonetheless. Well, I don't want to keep you from your hard-earned rest, so I'm going to end the call. Wait, Noah. Hugo? Are you alright? Can you stay a little longer on the line with me? We can talk about anything. I just, need company right now. Of course, Hugo. I can stay on the line with you. Thank you, Noah. You know what I was thinking about? Dangerous pastime for sure. Thinking maybe we should just move in together. And now you're back to your brave self. Wonderful. What, doesn't it sound like a perfect plan? I can cook, Colby loves me, and I'm good looking. See, a perfect package all in one. You really don't want to quit, Don't know when to quit, Nope, not at all. I can be quite stubborn, remember? I doubt. Most stubborn man ever. There's a momentary silence between them before the pair fell into a fit of laughter, filling the room with this warm and bright feeling. He melts back into the warmth of his blanket, letting the heat pool once more around him, surrounding him, protecting him, Remind him that he is here with people who love and accept him all the same. Reminder, the comfort in the darkest night. True end, the dead of night. To be continued. Ooh. Well, I'm definitely gonna be playing the next game if it ever releases, because holy fuck, that was a good game. That was so good. Yeah, I would definitely like to see more of this, but yeah. Fortunately, a lot of us do carry around a lot of trauma and a lot of baggage, whether it affects us generationally or just ourselves. But yeah, if you hold on to that trauma and essentially drown yourself in it like the old man did, yeah, you end up dragging down a lot of people with you. And yeah, it affects not only you negatively, but others as well. But yeah, as in with the end with Hugo, it's okay to open up about it and like lean on somebody or have a shoulder to cry on, because sometimes talking about it and yeah, not trying to hold it all in within you is good. Well, not the holding it within you, that's bad. But yeah, just letting it out and having somebody you can rely on to talk about this type of stuff can do a wonder of good, surprisingly. But yeah, that was Stillwater. Very, very good visual novel. I very much enjoyed that. Yeah, I look forward to seeing what the developers have in store next, because I will definitely be playing it. If you guys want to check this out for yourself, link will be in the description as always. And with that, we'll be moving on to the next game.